In the summer of 1973, I had gone surfing this day by myself. I paddled out the back and that where there were some good waves forming, and I sat there waiting for a set to come through. So a set came through, I took off on the first wave, which dumped me, and when the wave dumps you, it pushes you down to the bottom. It then rolls you around and then you come back up once it's passed over. So this happened, I came to the surface, got a breath of air. The next wave came down and pushed me down again, rolled me around, and as I was coming up, I never got to the surface. The next wave came down and pushed me down again. So I was on the bottom, and I was desperate, I was panicking, I couldn't hold my breath any longer. I just had to let it out. So I let it out, and then as I was about to breathe in, this incredible peace just came over me. And I remember I was just floating there above the sand, looking at the sand, and I felt that I could just, my words were, I could stay like this forever. It was such a beautiful feeling. Just the next instant I was on the beach. I was kneeling down on the beach, and I stood up and looked around, and my surfboard had drifted off, and I went down and picked it up. But the amazing part is that in the Bible, in Acts, it mentions about Philip, who had been baptizing the Ethiopian eunuch. And when they came up out of the water, he was taken away by the Spirit, and he was found about 35 miles away at another town. So I can understand and believe that it is possible that God can, as I say, pick a person up and move them elsewhere. So after that, I got dressed and I went home, and I never told anyone about that situation. It just seemed all so normal, so nothing out of the ordinary, and it was about 10 or 20 years before I finally revealed it to someone. And that was before I was a Christian. I wasn't a Christian then. That came another 10 years later. Yeah, God had been watching me even when I had no thought of him at all. You know, he was watching over and keeping me safe. I do believe that in all of this that God has his hand on each and every one of us, that he has a reason for our lives, a purpose. And I can believe that, yeah, God has preserved my life for such a purpose. And so I do put my hope and my trust that whatever comes in the future, he will guide me and lead me and bring into fruition his will for my life.